What's going on, you guys? Good morning. I hope you guys can smell the food, because I sure can. My mom does catering. She cooks food for people, parties and baby showers and stuff like that. A lot of the choices are like, you know, simple Asian stuff: chow mein, fried rice, egg rolls, chicken, beef sticks like kebabs, and she cooks him here before she delivers, or they pick up the beef sticks. We can cook them, or you guys could take them raw. So if you guys are interested and you guys are around the Bay Area, let me know and we'll make it happen. So today seems like a good day to work with the center console. And before I show you what I got and before I show you what we are going to be doing, my cousin's on his way here right now and we got to go take care of some business and then we'll get back. So I read this comment this morning in regards to like, damn, you're crazy for working in the rain. And well, my reply is, if you love what you do what you got to do. In this case, somebody made a mistake and his fan like stopped working and the car started overheating and
too much horsepower. Okay.
This car right here, guys, makes like 140 to the wheels. Like, it's super fast, but like, you know, small issues like this can cause a big issue. So right now we're fixing his fan so his shit will stop overheating. And well, we're in the rain, so you really have no choice, right? Fuck it. So I don't often get to see my cousin, and you know, like twice a year maybe. And we were just chopping it up and working on his car a little bit because we noticed that the car was heating, like smoke from the hood, and found out his fan switch doesn't work. So we bypassed it, and yeah, he just took off. So I am, like I said earlier, I am going to work with the center console today. But first, I was walking out of the door and I came over here and I was looking at my wheel like, yo, what is up with the positive camber? What is going on? So I'm gonna have to take a look at my suspension geometry real quick and figure out why is it sticking out so far like that. And it wasn't like that yesterday. So yeah, diagnostic time. So this morning I went through the comment section on the video for the plating on the teardrop, and I'll put a little picture right here. And obviously the most voted plate is the teardrop, and a lot of people wanted the star. And I thought about the star. The star is going to be really big because the teardrop is pretty big. So that means like that whole half of that bumper is going to be a star. So I'm not sure if I want to go with the star anymore. Plus I wouldn't have room on the bottom of the bumper to kick out the two legs of the star. And then I got one for making a heart, and I got one for I believe leaving it blank like that. And I kind of like the blank because when the exhaust outlet is all you know, charred up, it blends in with the black portion of the bumper. I don't know. I kind of like it like that, but because this is a race car, who gives a crap, right? So I might just make the teardrop. But I have plenty of carbon fiber, and yes, I am making it out of carbon fiber. I may trace out the three choices that were thrown in the comments below: teardrop, heart, and star. But we'll see. We'll get to that another day. But right now, like I said, I want to get started with the interior portion of what we are going to be doing in this video. Alright, so this is the package that I got a couple weeks ago. And this is from CJ Tuck, which is the guy that I run the tuck harnesses in all of my cars. And I'll put a link to his website in the description below if you guys need any like S2K conversion harnesses, K series, B series, D series, whatever, push start systems. CJ's got it all. Great. Oh, look at that. That's just popped right out. There it is, guys. So in this package here, no idea what this is. Oh, we worked out a nice deal between me and him on the stuff that he sent me. I'm gonna be building something for him regarding these lights right here. It's like a little test light that I'm going to be doing for him to you know, check his work as he goes. But I can't do it right now because, like I said, my torch and everything's all jacked up. So can't do it until my welder's up and going again. So here, guys, check this out. Here we have a bunch of stickers. Now this right here, I am probably going to copyright it and send it off to make a giant sticker of this, which is going to go to the very back of my Lexan window on the hatch, and put CJ on blast. So a lot of you guys know, a lot of you guys don't know what this is. Oh, and he sent me a tool too, so that's freaking awesome. But he sent me a rocker switch panel for my build. Carlos, if you ever watch my video, I truly appreciate you sending this out to me. I wanted to make this more feel of a race car than just turnkeying, whatever. I wanted those rocker switches in this car specifically because this is the first time I'm building a car specifically for drag racing, and this is like a final touch to it. And given that I am not running the fan switch off the OEM plug because for some reason it does not work. If you guys remember when I did the wire tuck video, I added 2 extra wires in the harness for whatever reasons, and one of those is going to be the fan switch, which is going to be on the rocker assembly. And what we are doing today is we are going to be wiring the ignition so I can eliminate the key, power on, accessory on, and then we are going to run I believe I'm going to do like a fan switch, and this is push start obviously, so this is I believe momentarily switch, if I even said that right. And then I have 3 other ones for whatever I'm going to be running this for, like nitrous, boost, turbo, boost, nitrous, turbo, I don't know. So this is going to be a great addition to the car. And the awesome part about this too was I was only expecting this, and he sent me a fuse box relay system as well. This right here pretty much like make sure that all the power is distributed correctly, like voltage wise, and safely to whatever source that I'm running these power cables to. Here it is, relay system. Everything's on the 30 amp, and I can change that accordingly. And all of these right here is pretty much 1 for each rocker switch, so we got 5, and there's 5 right here. Very simple to install. He made it plug and play right here, like so. Boom boom, bada bing bada boom. And then all I got to do is get the female end of this to wire up to my sources like fan switch, ignition switch, so on and so forth. Very simple unit. And right here is just 1 power, 1 ground, and that pretty much powers all of this. If you guys remember as well, I have a power distribution block at the very bottom on the tunnel, and that is going to be my distribution for power. And then simple ground will have power to this, and then these will all work after we wire in where they are going to be running to. So I'm excited to install this, guys, and I'm gonna try to explain how to do this. It's pretty straightforward, honestly, man, but I'm gonna give you guys brief like how to, I guess, and then you know, hopefully we can get everything buttoned up today, if not tomorrow, and make this feel more like a race car. Damn, digging further into the box, he did give me the female plug and a whole bunch of brand new terminals and grommets for wires. That is freaking awesome. Now I know why we have this crimper. Too sick. Again, huge shout out to Carlos at CJ Tuck. If you guys need any products, man, hit my man up. This is freaking dope. So before I move into the car, I am gonna weld my intake real quick. That little extension I made yesterday, and lay some bead down real quick, and then we'll move into the switch panel. This is a coating. You can see it peeling, but I grinded it beforehand and was able to lay some nice bead. This right here was maybe half a rod, 3/32. Yes, I am sitting in my car without my shoes because I just vacuumed it yesterday. So, first and foremost, pick a spot where you want your switch panel. So I was going to put it up here, right? But this is like a millimeter too thick, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's flexing that bottom support plastic piece right there on the console, and I don't want to like shove it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this on the bottom, and I'll keep the top for gauges if I want to be more of a ricer. Just playing, guys. I may run a few gauges later down the road if, you know, like I said, I hold this car long enough. I'll have some sort of gauge that'll utilize that spot. Otherwise, I have this whole section to do so. But right now, I think I am almost certain that I am going to have it right here at the bottom under this piece. I'm going to measure this even here on both ends and even across the top. And all I'm going to do is pretty much mark out the holes and put some screws in here to get this mounted up on here. But first, mark it up, cut it, fit it, bolt it, and then this is pretty much plug and play. Now, as far as the fuse box, I am not going to be using the glove box for any reason, and that's kind of where I want this to be at. That means these guys right here aren't going to be touching anything behind that. Mount it right here like so, and then, you know, cut some holes to run these guys outward so we can plug it up to the rocker switch assembly and power and negative. So I am going to do that now, see where that leads us, and we'll move on to that. Damn, son, look at that. Oh my goodness. Took the die grinder, traced it out, measured it all out. Got it bolted up with some OEM Honda screws, which are the same ones that you use for like the console and the glove box. But this is mounted. Right now I just mocked it up to make sure that we're good here, and we are good. So now I am going to mount the fuse box, and hopefully this doesn't take as long as well. I'm gonna undo this, make sure that it's long enough to route wherever I need to route this to, and then you know, we'll make the bracket, set this in here, and hopefully we still got some daylight still, so we can at least cover the wiring portion of it today as well. Got the fuse box mounted inside the glove box with only 2 brackets right there. Had some leftover 90 degrees that I trimmed to fit, and then bolted right here, 10 mils in the back. Hole saw a hole in the back for all the wires and stuff to go through, and it's pretty firm in there. This shit ain't going anywhere. So yeah, now we can put the glove box back and start running our wirings. So before I continue inside the car, obviously I gotta run my pigtail, and CJ sent me pretty much a DIY kit, and he was kind enough to also send me the crimping tool, because you know, crimping ain't easy. And right now this is some fun stuff, honestly, and I got 2. Hopefully I got enough to run all 6, and then we'll move inside to the car and start our first wire up, which is going to be the push start, and then we'll slowly gradually work into like the fan, the accessory, power to ignition switch, the fuse box, because I want to eliminate the key portion of the system, and then, you know, we'll wire one up to the fuel pump, because, you know, the feel of a race car, I guess. But I'm gonna finish the other 4 right here, and then we'll get inside. Okay, so here is all the wires wired up and plug into the function wires, which is coming from the fuse box, and then to the switches. So I ran the power to the fuse box because both of the ports on the distribution block is already used, and the fact that it is a ring terminal, the power terminal on the fuse box can also act as a distribution block. So my power is sourcing from there, and then the ground is right here at the center console. If you guys remember, I had a push start for the CRX right here, which is super you know, incorrect. I'm running power to the switch to the starter, and if you guys remember the starter, I spliced it right here at the plug, instead of running straight to the starter itself and having, you know, an extra wire, you know, a sore eye to the engine bay. So what I did was, the starter wire is right here, black and white, just like the OEM one on the ignition switch. And you know, it's always nice to have your multimeter right here. So I traced it back to this plug, and here is the black white, which goes to my black wire I added in. And then I took this and ran it to my wire that I added in on the plug over here, and it works. So here, key in on position, and then accessory. Here is the engine start, and because all of these switches functions upward, push start, neutral, well, even if it doesn't crank because the battery is dead, we know the push start now works. Right now I am going to be doing fan switch, which I am going to go to the second switch. So I'm going to have to trace this guy, switch number 2, over here to here, one of these blue wires, and I'm going to be running it right there where you see the black and the red together. Those are extra wires that goes into the engine bay to the fan, and I'm gonna have to pull the bumper off, wire up the fan up in the front, ground it, and then run the blue wire to the corresponding red or black, and then we'll come back and check to see if fan works. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I wired the fan to the black right here, to the fan up in the front. I'm gonna kick my selfie stick out here real quick, and I'm gonna click it on. That's successful. This on, crank, fan. And the reason why I put the fan in the middle, it was supposed to be this one, but somehow I pinned it as whatever. But these are going to be ignition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the ignition here for the accessory and power. I need to go through my book. I don't know which one it is. It might be the black yellow, but don't quote me on it. And I'm going to tie that into these switches right here. Ideally, it's the same thing. So like I said, you just got to trace these wires to whichever switch panel you want your function to be at, and you run them according to the power side of whatever it is that you're kicking on off the switches, and button everything up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wire everything accordingly. I think the only thing I'm going to do right now is do the ignition, so that way I can bypass the key. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the ignition cylinder and click the ignition switch into the on all the time, and tuck that away, so that way whenever I need to go and turn the car over, I'll just hit the switch and then do the push start. But I'm going to button all of this up, and then bolt up all the panels and show you what I end up with. Ignition 1 and 2 are snipped right there, and they are bridged together up there to this blue wire 12 gauge. Ideally you would want to use a bigger gauge for those guys, but the pins that I got only allow a 12 gauge. But the ignition switch is right here. You can see it's not being used at all. It's right here. I have a different ignition switch over there, and this is clicked into the on position, but obviously no power is going through until we can send power to those two wires, ignition 1 and 2, to get power through everything else. So ignition 1 and 2 is right here. If you are running accessory, like say if you're putting this into a car that still runs the radio and everything, then you would also have to bridge the wire right there, white and red. Either through the same switch as this guy, so it's one button, ignition 1, 2, and accessory comes on, or you can do ignition 1, 2, and then you can run a separate switch for the red and white for your radio, so on and so forth. So now on, crank, fan, and that's pretty much it. So right now I am going to snip all these open end terminals and just wrap these all together because we're not using them right now, and I am going to pretty much wrap everything else up, remove that ignition switch because we're not using it anymore, and put all the stuff back. I can't feel my fingers at all. Holy McRoly moly. Ooh, it is cold, baby. All right, so ignition, everything is all buttoned up. Key cylinder, everything's gone. The only downside is no steering lock, but I got a clutch lock for this car, no big deal. Everything is all bolted up. Shift knob is back in. Fuse box mounted in place right there. Not gonna go anywhere. And battery's hooked up, and I'm gonna show you how this works. Ignition on. Neutral. Push start. Dead battery problems. God damn it. You guys get the idea. Push start. Fan. Ignition off, and that's pretty much it. That CJs rocker panel switch assembly got my thumbs up for damn sure. My nose is super cold. I can't feel my fingers. I can't feel my toes. Today was a great day. Today was definitely progressive, and we got to install the CJs switch panel assembly for my drag car here. Want to give another huge shout out to CJsWiring, Carlos, for, you know, I would say sponsoring this build, you know, giving me a great deal on the switch panel assembly. And you know, be sure to check out his website, CJsWiring, I believe.com. Link will be in the description below. If you guys are looking for any engine harnesses, S2K conversions, K conversions, budget built, mil-spec harnesses, and so on and so forth, be sure to check out your boy Carlos. He does amazing work, great prices, and he even helped me throughout the whole process of installing this today, you know, back and forth with the messenger, and everything turned out successful. So got the we also got the intake welded up, so now this is sticking out the headlight and not sitting on the bumper. Everything here is looking really good. Interior is starting to look really good. I hit up my tuner this morning and see when I can schedule an appointment for dyno tuning, and it is going to be very soon, guys. So yeah, with that being said, I haven't eaten anything all day because I was right here trying to take care of this before it gets too dark and too cold. So I hope you guys enjoy this content. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.